Okay.
Yeah, but one experience I still remember is my first day when I entered class.
Now speak that one, look back, so that people can know how it was.
So, common physical class area. Armani yorisi.
Now, let's go to this. Which school did you go to? Secondary, primary, secondary, nursery. If you went to any, and then university.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't go to nursery.
And West Nile as a wise.
My first experience of school was in 2001. No, I think 2002, if I still recall. By then, we didn't have nursery. We had primary 1A and primary 1B. So B literally prepares you for A. So in primary 1B, it was basically some sort of nursery kind of section. So you go to school, you'll play, you'll do a lot of childish things as a child, you know. That was one thing that interested me at Kololo Primary.
Okay.
Yeah, but one experience I still remember is my first day when I entered class.
Now speak that one, look back, so that people can know how it was.
So, common physical class area. Armani yorisi. Amandro ori afamaria bau madria. Bau ala the land then mi ridnia.
It is wood. Guys, if you don't know, it is wood.
Basically, primary 1B we used to sit on the floor. Zora maleba to tease. Yeah, so every Friday, me notice a pie, me male tree.
I will tell you something about teasing.
So, my first day of coming to school, I entered class. I sat and I felt uneasy. I wanted to ease myself, but I didn't know how to start. I didn't know how to start. I didn't know whom to ask. I ended up susuing on my body. I saw the class here. I saw the marotias. But when after finishing the business of urinating, I didn't get up. I remained there. All my friends around me were all looking at me. They also had no idea of what to do. So sabani breakfast is sasu. We used to have breakfast sasu nusu. So sasu nusu. Everyone in the class left. They left me in class. So I sat there for some time. And then when kids were coming back, they found me
still in the same place. Sorry.
So I was still in that place. Now when they entered, and the fiki didn't kill a better and vadi and the my dreams are for their work, the hands of the young dear Duras Goni. I got the man school Rusi. In one day.
One class.
Yes.
P1 one day.
I got this school Rusi. But still encouraged Kema to go back. You know, they kept giving me confidence. Yeah, so I finished P1B and P1A from Kololo, Kololo Primary. And then after, in 2002, both Zadandra, they did a transfer. So the transfer did that to Andrew Primary, which is in Adomi Sub-County, Aivu. Yes, so in Andrew Primary, I started from P2 up to P6.
So your dad is a teacher?
Yes, my dad is a primary teacher. A retired teacher of now.
Oh, you big man. that guy is great. You please, is it okay to tell us his name and send greetings to him?
Yes, I'm sure at one point Daddy Minga afandere nera azimiti ma Daddy Marubutia Johnny. Yes.
You can talk to the camera and
he is a retired teacher. That I appreciate each and everything that you have done for me. After mini award for ambo daddy yo mini ye Idriman Mariarsi. Idi adi amasi sana, especially maya dule ya idi adi masi sana madiri yo nzema paria. After mina award for tu Mungu mogodini orodini minini. I know among edrero greater things God will do through us for you.
Amen.
Yes.
So from Andrew Primary, that is in Aivu district.
Yes.
Then you went to which other school?
From Andrew, now in 2006, around December, another transfer came. and he took my dad now to your district,
Madiokolo.
Yes.
The great Madiokolo. Madi. Where?
Yeah, so dad now came to Madiokolo in 2007 around Mbalusi.
Okay.
Then daddy, I moved to my uncle's place. I'm at the Maracha Hospital, and then I finished P7 Maracha Primary. That was 2007.
Everything you did in Maracha.
Yes.
Was in Maracha.
Except from P2 up to P7, P6.
Oh, P6, okay. Okay, so secondary school?
But my PLE, I PLE Maracha Primary, and then I moved to St. Joseph's College on Bachi.
Where?
Yes.
Where? Speak to those boys.
We are the bachelor boys. Bachelor boys. Umbachi and Skwenyo. Yo. So that is how we used to do it on Umbachi. Umbachi. Those guys, we went for football match in senior 1. Senior 1. I can never forget that day. No, those guys came to me. I guess I was not in the crew. No. You should be. Those guys came to me. They would ask us, which class are you? You tell them I'm in senior 1. They tell you 1 plus 7, 8. They give you 8. They find they give us. When I was in Vala secondary school, we suffered because of. Oh yes. Yeah. So Umbachi. So I moved to Afa St. George's College on Umbachi. 2008 up to 2011.
Oh, who was the headmaster by that time?
We had our first headmaster called Mr. Juruga Augustine.
After that one? After
Juruga, we had Tumwesije.
Katoli. I can remember Katoli. Let's not move there for now. I remember that guy. That guy changed Umbachi with everything with it. I can never forget that guy. That guy brought the problems to Mvara. Because guys that were just from Umbachi came to Mvara. Exactly. You know? And and guys would actually, it was also very funny. Guys from Mvara would also cross to Umbachi. So it was a unique experience. I can call it an exchange visit, maybe. So you finished senior 6 in Umbachi? No. Okay. 2011 is when I finished senior 6. I mean senior 4. Yes. You're among the poor KNB because 2011 I was in either senior 1 or senior 2. Anyway, there was an experience. We had a game with Mvara. We had a match with Mvara. Final game. Yes, it was the final game. Yes. I was there, but by then I think Mandra Senior 3. 2010 Mandra Senior 3. These are the guys who gave us, man. Yeah, the experience of beating was real. However, I know when we look back, those are stories for the past. Yeah. So 2011 is when I finished senior 4. And now 2012, I joined back to Umbachi because I literally wanted to step in for my senior 5 in Kampala. Okay. But Dad had no resources to push me to Kampala. So Kindimanikyo, I should first get to St. George's College Umbachi for a year. After the senior 5 debo, then he will get some money by senior 6 year. Kampala. Yeah, so senior 5 2012 I was now in Umbachi senior 5. But you know, being in a school for 4 years and you go back, it looked like you owned the school, so there was some sort of unseriousness and all that. I took everything for granted. We will have fun. That was the first time I started jumping over the wall. No, that was the first time I started having an experience of jumping over the wall in senior 5. We used to call by then I was born again. Actually, that experience of getting born again, I will get to it. Yeah, so I finished senior 5. 2012. Now Dad secured admission in St. Peter's Nile for senior 6, actually for A level. But I remember one thing I told him was, I think it will be fair enough for me to start afresh in senior 5. Yes. Which school? St. Peter's SS Nalia. SS Nalia. Just around Namgongo. Yeah, that's a good school, by the way. So 2013. Who was headmaster by that time at Nalia?
at Nile was Mr. Akankwasa Douglas.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a good school. It's a good
Mr.
school.
Akankwasa Douglas. So I came to St. Peter's Nile 2013, but it was not an easy experience for me. Literally 2013 was my first time of stepping in Kampala. Yes.
Even me, as it was in 2000, around 11 or 10, it was my first time to step in West Nile as a student. If I tell you the story, I faced that side. Bulumaba.
So it was not an easy feat for me. Basically, I was coming from an up-country school, moreover a single school. Now I'm entering a mixed school where you have you have so many beautiful ladies I can call. You know?
You just call, I call.
Okay, I call them beautiful, and indeed, God made them beautiful. Yes, so I struggled to fit in that society. I remember the first time I entered class and I took a seat. I didn't know that seat was booked by someone who was a previous member of that school, an alumni or an OB. So they joined back. So when I was chased from that seat, or when I was sent away from that seat, I went and took back bench.
Now just imagine Anombatian.
Yes.
Anombatian being chased from a seat. This was a disrespect. Anombatian.
It was a disrespect.
How dare you?
Yeah, so I went to the back bench. But good enough, I also had a colleague from Bishop Spriano. I think he also had the same instincts as me. Okay. Yeah. So Jeff came and we took up the backbench with Jeff.
Then he's also within Kampala? Yeah,
Jeff is within Kampala. Okay. And then Ivan was in St. George's College on Bache as well. But when I was in Senior 4, he was in Senior 3. Okay. Yeah, so that 1 year drop, he caught up with me. So we got in the same class with him. He was a very good friend of mine. The whole of Senior 5, we put up together, we discussed together. And he's right now working somewhere in Nansana. Okay. Yeah, so we put him in the bank. Yes, he's an
we need to get him. We need to bring him on this.
Yes,
set.
I will not
tell us his experience.
Yeah, so in 2014 was when I finished Senior 6 from St. Peter's SS Nile. Yes.
And you joined?
I joined Chambogo.
You say a man from Maracha. Which university was that?
Ari fa UNEBU. Senior Andra St. Peter's Nile SS ya. Da giriko muzu na mgongwaria. Yes. Around there. So ile for mudini susi. Ada danda Sinazia. And then we applied for this job through job. Yes. So by God's grace, Mess with under government sponsorship. Yeah, that's in the government is still Mess with the government sponsorship. Chambogo University.
Kiambogo, you say Kiambogo University.
Most government sponsorship. Kiambogo University.
That's how we call it. It is not Chambogo, it is Kiambogo University.
Yeah, in 2015 to do civil engineering. Yes, so I joined Kiambogo University in 2015 to do civil engineering. Oh, so you joined Chambogo, then after Chambogo, you finished? Yes, I finished in 2019. Okay. Now we have got your journey in school and how you came to Kampala. Your first time you said was in Senior 5? Yes. Senior 5 when you came to Kampala? Yeah. How was your experience when they told you you're going to cross the Nile twice to come to Kampala? How was your first night like? How was it? Silva, I can assure you, I literally didn't sleep that night. I didn't sleep. Sincerely, when they told me that tomorrow, Manasseh, you are going to Kampala. You first tell us how Moses spoke it. Reported speech. If you are asking for Manasseh, they will not show you or tell you where Manasseh is. I can assure you that they will run and get me in a second. So, in Nilasi, I remember that Yomvema, Kinemani Drusi, Nyotomi, Midem Kampala. How was that feeling? marua ya lutsiri. I shook and I got out of my senses. You know, that first experience that you are going to Kampala, and that is the only thing that I have been praying for all along, to step in Kampala.
Now you're going.
I'm going. Here Kampala, Atama is coming.
Wait.
I made sure I did it very well. Ale bongo maveniku. Ata aza bongo alama bongo in a bag.
Kampala, here
I'm stepping in Kampala. Atama is coming. So by then my elder brother Ernest, I'm sure Ernest will get to watch this. Ernest told me that I get him in Ochiba Coast. By that time he was staying with my auntie.
I know that Ochiba Coast very well.
Ochiba Coast, yes, that is Anyoya zone.
Yes.
So Ernest Nandra Ochiba Coast, so I came that very morning. I meet Ernest, and then we moved to town. Yes, it was at 11 a.m. that we set off to come to Kampala aboard California bus.
What? This is is California still working?
California is working.
So
California
had left you.
I think I will not like it, because it was the first bus that gave me a Kampala experience.
California, this is free advertisement for California bus. If you're coming from Kampala, going to Arua, just jump on a California bus. Period. Everything will be sorted. You will get to your destination. California bus. It is just Narua Park, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So California bus.
Yeah.
Seat number.
Me2 California bus, seat 36.
The guy still knows the seat number.
And Ernest made it very interesting to me. Femani seat this side. At a point, I will elbow out. So at a certain point, I put my elbow out. All the windows open. So it was a very interesting experience for me. I can tell you, I never slept. That journey of about 8 to 9 hours.
Yes.
I never slept.
Yes.
I was all awake from the word go until I reached Kampala.
And the moment you reached Kampala,
actually, before even I reached Kampala, you know, when you reach Kampala, you first reach Luwero, then Luwero, you reach Woblenji, then Matuga, Bombo. We reached Luwero, I can understand the Kampala.
No, whenever you get back to that spot, what is the feeling like? Are you like, at this spot I remember I called Ernest and I told him I've reached Kampala. What is the feeling like?
I think Ernest to be given a call about this. We reached Luwero, I was like, Ernest, becha did Kampala waya. Kena mani yobanga Luwero. Hakini, badro cha Kampala sa siya. Because I was so
anxious.
I was eager to step in Kampala and see how Kampala looks like.
I get you. I get you.
So we dropped here in Kampala at around 7 p.m.
Now, just imagine you're dropping in Kampala with a jam, with the PB, like those hootings of motorcycles, cars, like Gandani kuya. Did you get Kamunguru dizziness?
No, and now you see the first experience of jam in Kampala. For someone who is coming from the village, it is an interesting experience. You know, having a long line of cars, line up, you know, my friend, you are in the line. It was so unique. I didn't complain. I didn't know what it meant economically, what jam can do, but all I liked was the long line of vehicles.
Kanzime makes a story in one of her movies.
Yes.
That was from Paro.
Yes.
On how cars were giving her PB, you know. she makes it very funny and she makes that experience. So I get you. I get you. So you get to Kampala. You see, you get into the jam, and where did you go after there?
We reached Kampala, and then we get on taxi Luzira, and then I dropped in Bina.
Yes. Luzira is where your uncle, you have a relative?
Yeah, I have my uncle who stays there, so
you thank
that is where
you're one of the people. He's one of the people that came to Kampala and got chance to put up in a better place.
Yes.
You need to thank uncle.
Yeah, I thank him so much. I thank him and the entire family for providing us with such an accommodation.
Yeah.
And having a receptive heart for us. It was the first day I came from Arua and I found a home in Kampala.
And up to now it's still your home?
Yeah, it's up to now it's still my home. I can choose to go there anytime that I want.
Yeah.
Even if I have moved away and trying to put up individually, but it still remains home.
Yeah.
I thank him, Uncle Wigai. Thank you so much. If you can catch up with this, I thank you so much for all the sacrifices.
Okay.
Yes.
So you go, you in Bina, Mutungo.
Yes.
You go to school.
Yes.
Then after school, then you.
I come for holidays.
You come for holidays back to Arua.
Back to Arua. Back to Maracha. Actually, I go in December.
December.
Yes.
So there's crossing the Nile coming.
Yes.
So how was the feeling crossing the Nile back to Maracha?
Hey, you guys. Hey. You know a Kampala boy coming to Maracha.
The guy, you just get 1 year.
Just 1 year like this. Mom was so excited. They prepared in advance. I think even that day, if I remember, I ate chicken. So I was coming from Kampala. You know, I made sure I bought a loaf of bread.
Well, that is it.
Yes.
And those guys are still around there. No?
The Arua Park.
Yes.
Actually, those guys, they make sure when you are going to Arua, you go with a loaf of bread.
A loaf of bread, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is one thing that makes them have a feel of the Kampala homecoming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I get it. You either go with a loaf of bread,
or
with bands, you know, those bands.
Yes.
You go at least with something.
You go with
back home.
something. If you can stop over at Pakwach, you go with Angara.
Yes,
You know, Onang. Yeah,
Okay.
so I made sure at least I dropped home with one of the packages. Yeah, to make them have a feel of Kampala boy homecoming.
Before we go to your life at university as a guy from West Nile,
Yes.
I want you to tell us an experience. At that age of senior 6, you're vacist,
Yes.
you finished senior 6, you're going back to West Nile. What was your picture like? What was your life like? How was the feeling like?
I know there was a lot that personally we went through at school in terms of school fees, upkeep. It wasn't an easy ride. Yeah, I still don't remember of any single term, except I think the first time when I joined, but any single time when I was not sent home for school fees. Yes, the economic situations were so tight, and but of course we had our experience of taking pora.
Yes.
Midi, vu, skar, koko. You know, it was a very good experience. Now, good enough when we came to St. Peter's, we even found a nyedi. Man, it was an upgrade from Kaunga. Hata nyedi da skar koko mi agbakopo eri.
Umbachi better life.
It was an experience for us, but we learned to put up with it until we finished. But one burden that I went home with was to do something with my hands. Yes, to do something with my hands. So when I went home for my vac in senior 6, there is a school called Nyadraban SS.
Nyadi, Urban SS.
Yes.
Who was the teacher by that time in Nyadi?
The head teacher is called, the current one is Mr. Trima, I think, but the previous one I have just kept my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went there in 2015 around March. I took my application to volunteer to teach chemistry and mathematics. Yeah, so they gave me with a pay of 80,000 per month.
80,000.
That was my first salary, my friend. 80,000, my first salary. It was so good. You know, at the end of the month, you're bagging home 80,000. Yeah, it was so nice.
And you get food and
yeah, you get food.
Rent, you're not having transport challenges.
I was coming from home. Home is just, I think, 200 meters.
A walkable distance.
Yes, 200 meters from there. So I used to get food from school, breakfast from school, and then you bag home 80,000. Hey, it was good. I liked it. So I volunteered there for 6 months, up to around July. Yes, up to around July. That was when I was supposed to now come back to Kampala.
Kiambogo University.
To Kiambogo, yes.
Okay. Now we have guys like you, you know, they have studied, they have done big, you know, guys from West Nile are brilliant. That's one thing we should not negate. Guys from West Nile, Emiondwaru, they are wise.
Yes.
But there's one thing that they have refused to do, is they have refused to seek out opportunities.
That's true.
So how
That
do
is
we
very
help
true.
them? How do we help them?
One, my personal advice is that we should not undermine or underestimate any work. That in the first place.
Very right.
Yeah, most people think when you step outside the West Nile and you come to Kampala, your level is elevated and you're supposed to be somewhere. Even when I went back home, I used to still dig with my mom.
Yeah.
Yes, we will go in the garden, cultivate. There are times when I will have free lessons, you know. I'll go and dig with mom, I come back,
And then go for
I
the
dress
lessons.
up,
So
I
they
go
see,
and teach.
They see the teacher. Eh?
Yes.
The digging.
Yeah, so one thing that we need to take up on individual basis is not to undermine any work. However little it pays, but I can assure you there is some experience you will gain from that. Because in Uganda, currently we have very few white collar jobs where you are going to put in your documents and they will
you
give
receive
you.
the application.
Yes.
Oh,
So that was a personal motivation.
okay.
Yeah, maybe someone outside there can also buy the same, and they move outside there and seek opportunities. And some opportunities may not be paying as you expect, but reaching out to humanity, I think it's a very good opportunity.
Yeah, wow. That's
Yes.
an interesting one.